should I react to this video or not? Yeah. Yeah. Because it's like I always use slugs, bro. Yeah, because sometimes I don't agree with her. Yeah, I don't want to say bad things to her. Yeah. Should I react to it or not? Let's see.
And all of this is why I just do not understand why some developers keep getting it wrong. It really feels so simple. Yes, give us great gameplay, fun mechanics, a interesting and meaningful story, but then layer attractive, pretty characters on top of that to create hype around the game, grab our interest, and hold our attention. All of this just makes for a much more enjoyable experience. So this video
Well,
is kind of related to my very first video about women in games, but before we get into it, we have to acknowledge everybody that is subscribed to the channel. Wow, honestly, I don't really even know what.
fuck me. Well, good for you, ma'am. You probably get your 100. Yeah, you probably get your silver play button. Fuck me, bro. Yeah, if I know she has like, yo, I literally see she has like 300k, 3k subscribers, bro. Like, like 2 days back, like 2 or 3 days back. Something blew up, bro. Well, good for you, man.
What to
I'm
say.
here.
This has been such a overwhelming week in the best way, but thank you. Thank you to every single one of you for all of the comments and messages and just all of the support. Now, let's talk about hot characters. I've always found it very
Oh,
interesting when I
I'm all there for it.
see some gamers say, I don't care what my character looks like, I just want a good game. And while, sure, I
Yeah,
believe some people probably do feel that way, when you actually look around at what's successful and what's not, what resonates and what doesn't, the idea that visuals don't matter, it doesn't really hold up. The second you
yeah,
start digging into this stuff, it's pretty clear. Visuals play a huge role in whether something hits or flops. And if they didn't, cosmetics probably wouldn't be one of the most profitable parts of the entire gaming industry. The truth is, I think most of us do care, even if it's subconsciously. And this isn't just a gaming thing, but for whatever reason, the gaming industry seems especially confused about it. Because books, anime, movies, shows, we care about how the characters look, and we always
yeah.
have. Now, just to be clear, an attractive character cannot save bad writing or bad gameplay. A great design won't make a boring game fun, and eye candy is totally pointless if there's zero substance to back it up. And on the
For example, guys, yeah. For example, Rent a Girlfriend, Bush. That that anime has like one of the greatest characters, one of the greatest looking characters, but people won't even like go and watch that anime or read manga. Yeah, you can actually see that. You can actually see like there is a decline in decline in like the amount of viewers who go and watch that anime, the amount of viewers who go and read that manga, even on the pirated sites, literally. Because yeah, the good looking female not going to save your story. No, never going to save your story. A good looking female plus a good story save your story. Yeah.
On the opposite side, it's not like a game is necessarily doomed if the characters are uninspired or unattractive. But let's be honest, we have been done dirty quite a few times at this point. But when it does work, when you combine great writing, solid gameplay, and a compelling visual design, that's really when the secret sauce hits, and that's when a character truly becomes iconic. So, how important is beauty really? What can it actually be used for in storytelling, and why does it matter at all? Yes, beauty is completely subjective, but
By the way, guys, yeah. By the way, there is another example to it. There is another example to it. The first is that game blew up, but now people stop playing that game because there is no substance in that game. All it have was boobs and ass. That's it. There is no substance in that game. You even played that game, bro. Yeah, bro, it's a boring game. Why want to put my time on it? It's a very boring game, yeah. Literally very boring game. Literally.
let's try and figure it out together. When it comes to storytelling, beauty isn't just about looking good, it's about what that beauty communicates. It's a kind
Yeah.
of visual shorthand for personality, purpose, or the emotional tone of a character. Take Cortana from Halo. She's sleek, luminous, and kind of untouchable. Her ethereal design isn't random, it reinforces her role as an AI. She's attractive, mysterious, highly advanced, but also just slightly out of reach. Or Aerith from
Yeah.
Final Fantasy.
Not slightly. Definitely out of she's definitely
She's
out of.
beautiful in this really soft, gentle way. Her design radiates hope and warmth, and you feel that when she's on screen. There's something very
She should have used like different lighting one. Yeah. There's a different lighting one with the same pose, yeah. This thing is kind of like not there's a different one, but it's same pose.
delicate and endearing about her that sticks with you. Then there's Eve from Stellar Blade, and yeah, People definitely noticed her design pretty much
Yeah,
immediately. She's
yeah.
bold, striking, and yes, super hot. But what's cool is that once the game launched, the gameplay actually backed it up. And okay, can we talk about
Not only the gameplay, brother. Not only the gameplay. When it comes to celebrate, not only the gameplay, not only the gameplay. No, no, not only the gameplay. The story itself backed it up. The story itself, because yeah, the story is kind of like went from like a disaster to know something like something more deeper in the world. I'm not saying it is like a very much like a very good interpret world. No, I'm not saying that. But still, that the story, but the story, what we get in the celebrate is actually like compliments her beauty and everything. Yeah, with her beauty and with the combat, the story actually like pops up more. Even the story is mediocre, because of the both things, her beauty and the combat, the story pops up. Otherwise, it won't work. Still, the story is good, but not great. But because of her and combat, the story become great. Yeah,
what's cool is that once the game launched, the gameplay actually backed it up.
yeah.
And okay, can we talk about Verso from Clair Obscur for a second? Because he is undeniably very handsome. The white hair,
Wow.
the
It went there, man. Yeah, I went there. Yeah, I'm still like what? I'm still like these people. Yeah, these people who have like yeah, like yeah, wooden people. Yeah, these wooden people. Yeah, I'm still there. Who the fuck is he? Still looks
the
good.
posture, the somber expression, he's restrained, haunted, and you immediately feel like there's something deeper going on. These characters aren't designed to just be pretty. They're designed with intention. Their looks
Yeah,
are part of their emotional blueprint, and the fact that they're attractive is what actually initially draws you in. Their looks tell you how to feel before a single line of dialogue. As humans, we are biologically wired to respond to beauty, and that's not a bad thing. So when a character's design feels off, or it doesn't match the story we're being told, that disconnect can make it way harder to emotionally connect. And this kind of visual storytelling has been around for ages. This is nothing new, and it's not just in games, it's everywhere, especially in film. Taking a look at Lord of the Rings, think about Aragorn. Rugged, attractive, weathered, and quietly noble. His entire look reflects the burden that he carries, and you can see the weight of his past just by looking at him. Then there's Eowyn and Arwen, two beautiful women with totally different vibes. One is a warrior with conviction, the other is a very soft, ethereal queen, and their looks reflect who they are at their core. And that's what good design does. It
well,
supports the story. All right, switching tones completely here, but I have to talk about my love for the Mummy series very quickly. Because Brendan Fraser and Rachel Weisz weren't just very fun, flirty, iconic characters, they were extremely captivating. Their chemistry was off
yeah.
the charts, and they were both ridiculously attractive, okay? But their
Not even ridiculous. They are like insanely attractive. Ah, bro. Yeah. If I have to say, they're like otherworldly. I don't even understand like how this dude like went from this to what he looks like now. I don't understand how we like downfall from this. Still, they both look smart. Literally, yeah. So I didn't yeah. When I was like wow, when I was like maybe 8 or 9, yeah. I shouldn't have watched this show. Like yeah, Mummy Returns, yeah, Mummy Returns. I don't have watched this movie if not for them. Literally, yeah. Literally, if not for them, I wouldn't have watched this movie. Bro, I'm like standing on that because something about like these people, like two good looking people, draw me in to watch that movie, and I like that movie. Otherwise, bro, I don't watch that movie, bro, because why I want to watch a movie that doesn't even look like cartoons? When I was 9 and 10, yeah,
beauty didn't just decorate the film, it
yeah.
amplified it. The adventure they were on, the romance, the danger. I actually love this series so much. I used to work at the Mummy roller coaster at Universal, and
Oh,
I may or may not have hearing loss in. It
oh
amplified
wait.
it. The adventure they were on, the romance, the danger. I actually love this series so much.
Huh?
I used to work at the Mummy roller coaster at Universal, and I may or
Whoa.
may not have hearing loss in my one ear, thanks to Brendan Fraser screaming for his coffee at the end of the ride. Just a little bit of NPC lore for you. So, if we know that beauty helps tell the story, what about when it's entirely in the player's hands? Let's talk about character customization and the literal billions being spent on it. Video game cosmetics are a multi-billion-dollar industry. In fact, media research projects that purely cosmetic in-game purchases will reach 100 billion a year by 2028. Let that sink in for a second.
No, that's nah. I can't think that thing, man. Nah, I can't. 100 billion? Oh, if I had that much money, buy my whole country, brother. What's gonna cost me 100 billion, bro? Fuck me. What? 100 billion? Literally.
$100 billion a year for making your character look nice. Listen, all right, I am not ashamed that I myself played a part in this pretty recently. I hadn't touched Fortnite in like 7 or 8 years, but I randomly started playing duos again over the last few months, and pretty much right after I did, I saw none other than Spike Spiegel and Faye Valentine in the shop. Yeah, I was buying up those V-Bucks pretty much.
With my hand, yeah. Maybe I'm better than you, ma'am. Yeah. I don't waste my money on Fortnite ever. I don't waste my money on Fortnite ever. But I waste my money on anime. Uh, when some you know, when some manga chapters are free to read, I buy them. But I can wait for 1 week to get that manga chapter for free. But I was like, nah, I can't read it. But that manga chapter is like, wow, a freaking $12. Literally freaking $12. Like, how I do that time to time. Yeah, I do that time to time with manhwas too. Yeah, everyone have their own fair share of using money.
Immediately. It was just the idea of getting to play as some of the characters I love so much in a game that I've unironically been having a ton of fun with. It was almost like I had no choice here. Quick side note, Faye Valentine definitely goes on our list of amazing female characters, for sure. And I must confess, I also purchased a Sabrina Carpenter skin. Her dress was just so pretty. Now on the flip
Why? Why? I mean,
side, the
literally, why?
opposite is true too. When character design fails to resonate, players clock it immediately. This is very old news at this point, but I always think about Concord. This was really the first time, at least for me, that
They're
I had
bad.
seen so
They're
much
bad.
public backlash
They're
about
bad.
character design. And for Concord, yeah, it kind of seems like this was one of the biggest reasons that it flopped. People did not like the characters. They felt awkward, uninspired, off-putting, forced, and a market
It sucks. Like literally, bro. Literally, like yeah. We people play games. Escape. What is there to escape in it, bro? What is there to escape in it? This beach looks like came from a dustbin. This beach looks like a NPC from Star Wars. This dude looks like a knockoff knockoff of who is he from Guardians of the Galaxy. These people are like, yeah. If I have to say like in a good context, these people are just NPCs, and people don't give a fuck about NPCs. That's what happened with the game. Yeah,
full of games
if yeah, because if I have to say, we don't feel like forced or anything. Yeah, it's just they put their own characters. But the thing was, these people are so NPCs. People like said, yo, fuck this game. That's what happened. People never give a fuck about NPCs, bro. No, people never give a fuck about NPCs. That's the reason they said, yo, they are not playing with that. People don't give a fuck about NPCs. Yeah.
where the character designs are intended to be inherently beautiful
Background NPCs, by the way, these people are like background NPCs. These people are not like a very like important NPC. No, no, no. These people are like background NPCs. Very background NPCs. People don't give a fuck about background NPCs. No. No, they never give a fuck about background NPCs. And that's what happened to this game. These people are just background NPCs.
full, bold, attractive, Concord's cast kind of looked like they were built by a committee just to check boxes. And then there's Starfield. This game was supposed to be massive, story-rich, world-expanding, but on top of just so-so gameplay, the one thing I kept seeing over and over again was how unappealing, bland-looking, and emotionally empty the NPCs felt. They didn't draw you in or match the tone of the world. For the most part, they were just generic copy-paste that you didn't really want to engage with. Another game that comes to mind that I've mentioned before is Star Wars Outlaws. Unfortunately, both good gameplay and good character design were amiss here. And there were even moments where Kay Vess didn't look quite human, which is very wild because her actress is so stunning. The blueprint was right.
The actor itself is like saying, we gamers who saying like, yo, she looks bad in the game, we are the problem. And she literally knows. Yo, they like butchered her character in the game, but she still support Ubisoft. Yeah, you just need to know that. Yeah, if you think I'm lying, just make a Google search, bro. You will like in an instant you will like see it.
There, but for some reason, I
Really,
guess
bro,
they could
she looks trust me. But in game, shareable.
Didn't make a character design that did her justice. And the disconnect across all of these examples is important to note because it's not just about realism, it's about
Yeah,
relatability. Games are probably the biggest storytelling medium, and a character's design should invite you into the story. People want to
yeah.
feel something when they look at a character: excitement, admiration, curiosity. And when
For example, bro, for example, say, when we see TV, something about her is so mysterious. Why I want to save her? Why I need to save her? Yeah, they actually like put that question in me with that mysterious. Yeah, I need to save her because I need to solve this mystery. As I go further, I learn more about her. When I see her at the end, like yeah, when she was like dead, when she wake up again, like when she hug her, bro, that is like a cinema, bro. No ever movie that ever came close to that. Now, for me, no other movie that ever come close to that. Because living in that moment, bro. In that moment. I think that no one actually like no one in the internet actually like spoiled me, especially on that moment, yeah. I'm just like living in that moment, bro. Even now, when I was thinking about that, it gives goosebumps. That mystery and like that character is like the reason we like her.
what you're looking at feels flat,
Yeah,
awkward, or overly ordinary, like someone you just passed by on the street, it breaks the fantasy. And that desire
yeah,
for your
so
character to look attractive and appealing, it starts even before the actual game begins. Take Baldur's Gate 3, for example. According to Larian, players collectively spent over 8,000 years just in the character creator. That's like 16% of the game's total playtime before even starting the game. And yes,
oh, literally, bro. I want to play this game, but yeah, it's like a top-down RPG, bro. Yeah, I don't want to waste my time on top-down RPG. Yeah, and also I'm not very good with this kind of like, what is this like? Yeah, the single slashing code. Yeah, Hmm. Yeah, I'm not very good with them. Yeah, but the sole reason I actually having fun with like Expedition 33, even though it's like a cosmetic RPG. Yeah, like it has like new features like yeah, like you can block, you can jump and etc. Those are the things. Those are the reasons I'm actually having fun with that game. Otherwise, no. Otherwise, no. But Baldur's Gate 3 is like very very old game with a new skin. That's like the reason I actually stopped playing this game. Even though I myself put so much time on like character creation. When I get to the game, I was like, fuck me, the game is not for me. Yeah,
yes, I did contribute to that. Because to me, character aesthetics are just part of the immersion. They're part of what makes an incredible game. They help me feel more emotionally anchored in the world and make for a way more enjoyable experience. And this goes for both male and female characters alike. Even in Red Dead Redemption 2, I loved getting to change Arthur's hair, his beard, and outfits, and I'm just so glad we got to do that because I
yeah.
really felt like I could reflect where he was at mentally and emotionally. That small touch made him feel a lot more real. Now, switching gears for a quick moment, bear with me here, okay? I'm gonna go ahead and out myself for a second. I love a good romantasy book. Yes, 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 I know, but before you roll your eyes and you click off the video, please just hear me out. This genre
Well, tell it, man. Tell it. I don't give a fuck. Tell it.
includes some of the best-selling books on the market. You maybe have heard of series like Throne of Glass or ACOTAR, and the characters in these stories are described with this enchanted, ethereal kind of beauty. It's dramatic, it's swoony, it's meant to sweep you off your feet, and that's part of the fantasy. It's part of the immersion. There's even one fan favorite image of a certain ACOTAR character that went viral, and for many fans, that's basically canon now. Godspeed to whatever casting director has to find that guy in the real world. They will come for you. The exact same thing happens in anime and animation, sometimes even more intensely. These characters are designed from the ground up to be visually appealing. Their looks are exaggerated, idealized, sometimes maybe a little too much, but we love them for it. And there's a reason
Yeah.
that certain characters dominate cosplay every con season, or why fans fight over who's best girl or best boy with genuine passion.
She knows, bro. She's a cultured woman. She's a cultured woman. She knows cultured woman. She's a cultured woman. Yeah.
Even in the VTuber space, visual design is everything. And there's a reason VTubers put so much effort into their
Yeah.
appearance, and people can completely fall in love with them before they ever even hear their voice. The look, the aesthetic, the vibe, it all is meant to draw people in. The design is the hook. All of this is so important because when a character looks the way they're supposed to feel, that's when the magic happens. That's when people get protective. That's when a
Yeah.
fandom really forms. Piggybacking off
By
of
the way,
all
guys, yeah. By the way, guys, when she said like yeah, people being protective. When you playing Expedition 33, so many people wants to save Miley. You know why? Because she's small and she's cute. People want to save her. Like yeah, her character model itself is like yo. yeah, we actually like digs with the MCs, yeah, the MC. Who I forgot the name, bro. Yeah, let me check this one. Like, let me check that one. What is it? What is it? What is it? Fuck, I thought, yeah, Expedition 33. What is it? Expedition? Yeah, character names. Yeah, so yeah, no. Yeah, something are kind of doing good. Yeah, whatever. Gusto. Yeah, when actually like Gusto wants to save her. Yeah, when actually like Gusto wants to save Mali, Miley, work. When actually Gusto wants to save Mali, we actually like kind of took it because she's small and cute, and also like a little girl at the same time. We kind of like gets into protective mode to save her, and we actually like okay, we actually like agrees with Gustav here. Yeah, we actually like agrees with yo, fuck me, oh, I hate this, bro. Yeah, I hate. We actually agree with Gustav here because we actually agree with Gustav here because she as a character is like so childish and at the same time so good looking. He wants to save her, and also it's so small, bro. Like a little doll. He wants to save her. We actually like we actually like agree with Gustav on that because of her character model. Otherwise, nah, maybe yeah. If she actually looks like somewhat mature, we actually say like, yo, maybe we don't give a fuck about her that much, but because of her character model, we give a fuck about her. Yo, we want to save her. Yeah, if not for character model, maybe gamers might have think about her in a different way. If not for her character model, because of her character model, there are like so many gamers we want to save her, and they like agree with Gusto on that. Yeah,
all of that, I'd like to touch on something very quickly that gets brought up a lot in conversations like this. And that's the idea that it's just gamers that are the ones who care way too much about a character's appearance, that it's just gamers who have this problem. Like the second someone doesn't like a design, it's suddenly gamers are just toxic and you just need to get over it. But based on everything that I've said thus far, honestly, I
every freaking entertainment media is based on like look, okay, motherfuckers. The soul, I literally said I watched Mummy because of those two main cats. I literally saw this in Pogo or HBO, bro. Yeah, yeah. In like before 2010, we all have like cable, right? In before 2010, yeah. And as I was like changing. Yeah, me or my brother, changing channels. I saw it. I was like, yo, I want to see something about those characters pulls me in, and I like the story. Mommy Returns, bro. Yeah, fuck me. That movie is like the sole reason I watched that movie because of those two characters. Literally, yeah, this is not understanding. The the good looking people are the people who actually draws people to watch. The good looking people who actually draws the people to watch the movie. The good looking cast are the people who actually draw the people to watch anime, manga, or anything. The good looking people are the people who actually draws. And the story is actually like puts us in. They need to understand that. Once you remove like good looking people, people don't want to invest their time on it. Literally, bro. We don't want to invest our time on it because we see our faces in the mirror and we see ourselves ugly as fuck. And we see the same ugly fucking thing on the screen. We don't want to see it, even though how great the story was. Because the character itself is like showing us, yo, this ugly creature is same as me. We don't want to see it, bro. Why can't they understand this?
Do not think that's fair because this is a thing across every genre,
Yeah,
every medium. Everybody wants well designed, fun, good looking, beautiful, charismatic characters. It's how we're wired, and it's why certain characters instantly spark hype online or can aid.
dude, Rockstar knows, bro. Rockstar literally knows, like, yeah, fuck these weird norms, and they make like a too sexy cat, too sexy looking model. He looks sexy, and she looks sexy. Fine, fine, simple.
aid in tanking a release before it's even
Fuck this thing, fuck this thing. She looks ugly as.
out of the oven. Yes, I'm looking at you, Intergalactic. Now, again, I am not
Yeah,
saying every character in a game needs to look like a supermodel, but what I am so tired of seeing is characters intentionally designed to be less appealing. When the people
yeah.
making the decisions nerf a character's looks in a way that has nothing to do with their actual background or story, they just do it just because it really makes no sense. It creates unnecessary dissonance and it pulls people out of the fantasy instead of drawing them in. My last note on this here is just think about celebrities. Think about how people respond to celebrities, whether they're singers or actors, how they look, their appearance.
By the way, this dude made like what? One blockbuster movie. Like yeah, he worked in Gladiator and Man of Steel. Like yeah, two biggest IPs. Other than that, these movies are like so normal movies, but shit, people like say, yo, he's like one of the greatest actors because yeah, because he's a greatest actor, but also he's a good looking guy. Both of the things match and made him popular and made him popular. Otherwise, bro, this dude, yeah. Otherwise, yeah, just think this dude is not looking great, not looking good. Like say, yo, okay, he's a mediocre actor, even though he's a good actor, but because of his looks, people like definite people like stand on it. He's a good looking and a great actor because of his looks. Because if you actually like see his like movie career, only two IPs. Like he worked on Gladiator and worked on Man of Steel, like DC product. Yeah. Other than that, he all movies are just some random movies. Almost all the movies are just some random movies. Yeah.
Is always part of the conversation.
She's a terrible looking woman, bro. Yeah. We need to like talk about it. Like people just glaze her, but she's not looking good. Yeah. If I have to say, she only looks good in like what is this? Yeah. Only Spider-Man because we actually see her own self. Like yeah, like when she has like a long hair, she looks good. When she do this kind of like a weird makeup and stuff, she looks like a ugly woman, bro. Yeah, I don't want to call it bitch, yeah, but she looks like an ugly woman.
And so many times you could easily say it even contributes to their success, even when it technically has nothing to do with what they're known for. It somehow still does, because that's just how humans respond to other humans. We're made that
Yeah,
way. We notice, we connect, we feel, and what we see at the first glance is the very first step of that. So, of course, while beauty is not everything, and it's certainly not a substitute for good writing, gameplay, or
yeah.
mechanics, it's so often our very first impression.
And I have to say, first it has like one of the greatest looking characters, one of the greatest looking characters in the whole video game genre. But the game just fade away because it doesn't have a good story. Yeah, but there is also other game like yeah, meta something, yeah, meta something. I'm like playing that game. Yeah, let me search that one. Meta something, bro. Yeah, where is it? Desktop. Yeah, Meta Break. That game is doing well. That game is doing well because it has a great story. There is something to say, and the combat is also like Gundams and everything. People actually like people actually like sell that one, and still it has like one of the great looking characters. Ah,
And usually it's the first thing that really captures our attention, lets us know what a character is about, and makes us care. And this is something that has always mattered and will always matter, regardless of the medium being used to tell the story. And all of this is why I just do not understand why some developers keep getting it wrong.
I don't want to become a singer, but she looks looking great. In this order, she looks looking great. Fuck me, I don't want to become a singer. Fuck
It
me.
really feels so simple. Yes, give us great gameplay, fun mechanics, a interesting and meaningful story, but then layer attractive, pretty characters on top of that to create hype around the meaningful story.
I understand why people like her, but I personally don't like her. Yeah. Literally, I personally don't like. Yeah, maybe because of the self-shading thing. Yeah, I don't like that much of self-shading games. Yeah, maybe that's for me. Yeah,
But then layer attractive, pretty characters on top of that to create hype around the
he's a hot man. But
game, grab our interest, and hold our attention. All of this
not me, Ella. Please step on me.
just makes for a much more enjoyable experience. For developers who are passionate about the projects that they're making and they're doing it for the right reasons, odds are this is probably already all included. So it really is a guaranteed formula for success. And they're shooting themselves in the foot if the very first thing that we see is a bland, boring, or just unappealing protagonist or cast of characters. Sorry for the outfit jump scare. This is editor NPC here, and I was watching this back through and wanted to make sure I just clarified this point really well at the end. All right, I'll see myself out. Okay, thank you so much to those who made it to the end of this video. I'm genuinely so glad that you were here. Like I said at the start, this past week has been a bit of a whirlwind. I just want to say I appreciate everyone and your support so much. I still really can't wrap my head around everything that's happening, but I'm just gonna be here doing my thing like I was already planning to do. So thank you again for being a part of this YouTube journey with me.
Well, that's a good thing, man. Yeah. As it comes, you do your own thing. Yeah, don't give a fuck about like you getting like what? Maybe you get like 500K by next month. Who knows? But don't get overwhelmed by this. Just do what you want to do. And also don't get like how should I say this word? Discouraged when you get low views because you out of nowhere like blown up, right? So some videos not do well. Some videos do well. So please understand that. Yeah, please understand that because you just blew up out of nowhere. It kind of like overwhelms you, but don't give a fuck about us. Just do what you think. And if your videos are good, if I have to say your videos are good, you're on like on point when you're talking about stuff. Yeah, good for you. Yeah. By the way, you're probably one of the background NPC I give a fuck. Literally, yeah. I'm not saying in a bad way, but still, you're probably one of the background NPC I give a fuck. Whatever. Well, the race for you, I don't give a fuck. No more guns, no more queens. Okay.